proposal by DOT to install high mast lighting at the intersection of 69 and 96.
Is there a second?
I second it for discussion. I just want to make a comment. You know, we were talking about how many intersections were lighted and so forth when we were talking about this. Well, right after that, I was on the interstate going to South Georgia, coming back at night, and I noticed, ironically, all the small communities along the way had this high mast lighting already in place because it's already set, and I just thought that was interesting. I mean, from Ashburn to Cordell to Pinehurst to Unadilla, you know, a lot of small places along there had this, so I guess it's.
But it's certainly a feature that's adds safety and security.
And it
to those
surely
areas.
does help when you come into those areas.
And they're high traffic areas, and even more so with Academy and Huddle House and the other activities that go on out there in the road crew. I call it
One concern I did have was cost. Did we ever delve to see what the cost?
Never had, I'm not looking at that, not been able to find anybody to talk to that.
Call the question, the most in other favor, they can have the first thing right here. Mr. Bryant?
Present, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Moving to the next item is the re-engagement letter with the DM Vickers and Company regarding the audit. I have a motion to accept the presentation by DM Vickers. Proceed with that.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second by discussion.
Motion second, discussion. Mr. Sampson?
My concern was whether or not this is something that we might wanna bid or get a second bid on. It's not a lot of money, but I think the last time we did this out was, what, 4 or 5 years ago? And I just wondered if it was time to do it again.
Mr. Sampson, it has been some time back since it was bidded. That'd be up to the wishes of this board. One of the things that I would want the board to consider is that as of the requirements that's levied by the Department of Revenue, or the new, what's that new act that was passed, Mr. Attorney? I cannot recall the name of it, but the follow-up of audit having to be done by an independent person rather than someone that consults with us.
Right, yeah. I understand that.
But it'd be up to the thoughts of this board that we have a figure here on the cover letter, I think, of what was presented there on January 17th. I believe it shows that. So,
Let me ask
the other
you
thoughts?
about those two figures. There's a simple audit and the audit of the financial statements. Both of them would have to be done, is that right? But that's my understanding.
And last year, I went ahead and pulled, and it was 24,000 last year to do both, right?
To do both.
Yeah. But that depends on how much federal money is received as a grant, and whether it's a single audit or not. So he's not going to be able to tell us until he actually gets in doing the audit to review how much federal grant money we got. That wouldn't be from the EDA.
Have to do both.
So his figures presented again is between 22,000 and 27,000, correct?
That's correct.
So it's
But
coming.
that doesn't include the single audit.
No, it's both.
That's not the way I read it.
I agree with you.
It's
I
not-
agree.
I agree with you.
I bet it is, could be an additional amount.
Between 75 and 10,000, I understand, is that right? On the
That-
bottom
that's the
line.
The reason I say both is I did both of them last year. Now, I may be standing corrected on that. I'll go back and ask him, but I thought we did both last year, because we did have EDA money last year.
I could see him having done both last year for that figure.
Yeah, 24,000.
But this was just a little bit more. That's why I was asking.
If I'm reading this right, I'm looking at, it said perform the 2010 audit. we got our rate, level, experience, and range for staff is $50 an hour. And for member, for $50 an hour for staff member to $175 an hour for partners. And so, is you talking about one audit, or are you talking about two audits?
Mr. Wright, you don't let do one audit, and this is whole audit of 2010.
So this is the whole audit of 2010. That's what they gonna charge per hour. That's what I'm reading. He got $50 per hour, for staff member. So in other words, is the staff member gonna come up here and go through our book and do, superior audit?
They will follow through with the required review of documents that they have to do to get their figures and facts together. I think we've all seen the people sitting here working together with their computers and documents that they review. And this is an estimate of cost to show, I think, reasonable the cost of labor, the skills and times to do those things.
Well then, how is it then that they come up here, we paying them $50 to $175? How is it then that they overlook those 58 deficiencies?
Commissioner,
We in the audit, we talking about the
let me
audit.
share with you the understanding.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me share with you the understanding of what's happened on any deficiencies. The auditor points out deficiencies. The auditor defined the deficiencies as occurring in our documentation and entry of data
Okay,
by the staff,
right,
okay?
okay,
So, indeed, they were proceeding on with doing their job.
okay.
Now, they were not the ones that were responsible for the deficiencies that you might tell.
Okay.
But they're, I don't know, but the point is that
Well,
back to the point that.
Yeah, let me ask you this question then. Did not they do a preliminary audit?
Commissioner, I'm not familiar with the procedures that they use. I'm sure they come in and do a first study and then come back and figure out.
Did not Ms. Bixler come in here and they gave all those preliminary audit? I have mine in the car. It was a preliminary audit that he gave us.
Mr. Vickers presented a final audit to us as the reading of this board.
Yeah, he gave the final audit too, but he gave us a preliminary audit. Or did Mr. Bennett? Well, who gave us a preliminary audit? Did Mr. Bennett?
I'm not